Hi everyone, Daniel Linder here. I am the creator of the relationship model of addiction. And for the purposes of these videos, what we're doing here is I want to support you, guide you, inspire you on your transitional journey out of addictive relationships and into emotionally nourishing relationships. This is very challenging, very difficult. And if you have some understanding of what you're doing and practice some basic skills, you'll be moving along very well on your journey, as opposed to get stuck somewhere before you get going or somewhere along the way. Specifically, where we are in the last several weeks is focusing on the second stage of recovery. That's after the breakup, developing the relationship with yourself. And I call that developing the relationship with yourself. I talk about it as being a period of intensive self-work, learning how to take care of yourself, self-care, and being your own best friend. So there were various concepts and practices that I've been talking about for the last several weeks. Last week, we were talking about what's best for me, using this question, so that whenever you're in any kind of conflicted relating situation, that before you respond, you get into a mode, you get into stopping, pausing, breathing, and asking yourself, what's best for me right now? What's best? What really is best for me? Where am I? And what can I say or do in response to this, in this situation, that will be healthy for me and that will promote my well-being and feeling good about myself? So this week, I want to talk about specifically what developing a relationship with yourself means. And now, so again, this is for you to understand this. I'm going to lay out some new concepts for you, and for the purposes for you to go out and practice. I'm going to give you some examples of what this looks like. So let me talk about this. What does developing a relationship with yourself mean? What does it mean? I say it all the time, talk about it all the time, and you may become immune to it. You may just be hearing it so many times you're tired of hearing it, you're not sure what it means, you don't have an experience of it. So I want to start with at least an intellectual understanding, so in hopes that it kind of settles down into your body. Developing a relationship with yourself means awareness, your awareness, where your awareness meets your experience, and then you act. Awareness is key. All change, all connection comes from awareness. Your witness. So you're developing a relationship with your witness, and you are aware. You need to have the light turned on. In order for you to have a relationship with yourself, you need to kind of know the switch of awareness needs to be on. So you can be aware of what is going on inside of you, aware of what your experience is. What your experience is refers to what you may be thinking, feeling, wanting, needing, what's coming up for you in the moment. And then the third part of that is, once you're aware of what's going on inside of you, then you act and you express yourself. You act, you do something in response to what you're feeling, or you express it. So you could become known, so you could be present, so you could show up. This is what I'm talking about when acting is key. So developing the relationship with yourself means when you're out in the world and relating to other people, you're sort of aware of, I'm aware of what's going on inside of me. I'm here, I'm solid, I'm planted right here. So I'm aware of what's going on inside of me, and there's a lot going on inside of me. There's an active experience that's going on. I could be upset, I could be happy, I could feel connected, I could feel threatened, I could feel turned off, I could feel turned on, I could want to open, I could want to close. But this experience is what's going on inside of you. You become aware of that. Then when you have the two things there, you're aware of what your experience is, then naturally, when you have that relationship with yourself, you're going to want to act. You're going to want to express yourself, show up. This is me. This is what's going on with me. This is what I'm aware of right now in response to you. This is what developing a relationship with yourself means. So let me give you some examples, common examples. Let's say you're developing a relationship with someone, and you're really feeling this real strong attraction and passion and desire, and this, you're really excited, and it's really connecting. You're really connected with this person, really high rapport, and you're feeling very sexual. You're feeling very sexually turned on, and however, you're really unsure of, the relationship is just developing. You've only been out together a few times, albeit you're feeling great together. It's just really, you don't know even how much of a relationship you have, or even if you can call it a relationship yet. And the person you're with feels it too. So it's mutual excitement, mutual attraction, and so the conversation comes up. Where are we going to go now? Do you want to have sex? Do you want to move it closer to, step it up and have this incredible experience together? But what if you're really unsure? What if you're coming from a background where, let's say you're out of a relationship, you've been in a relationship for 20 years and it ends, or the person dies, it's over, and you're back out in the world, and this is all new to you. You don't know how a relationship develops, or you just don't have a point of reference. You don't have experience in relationships where you know how to navigate this issue, and this issue is how do you adjust yourself emotionally, or how emotionally involved do you get after you have sex with someone? You get sexually involved, and you don't have any role models. You're a little bit lost, you're a little bit confused, and you don't really, it's kind of, and the person you're with is ready to go. Let's go. And you let's say you express yourself and say, I'm a little bit uncertain right now about what this would mean if we have sex. And the person says to you, well, if we have sex, what I would want is some level of exclusivity. We're going to be an item. If we're going to have sex, we're going to have a relationship. But you don't feel like you're ready to do that. You don't want to be exclusive. You don't know how involved you want to get. You don't even know how much of a relationship you have, or whether you even, where it's going to go, or whether the relationship has any legs or not. So you're going to need to be able to say, if you have a relationship with yourself, you say, you know what? I need to take this one step at a time and go way slow, and I don't even know that I have a real good handle on how to do that if I get sexually involved. So we got to really slow this down, go in slow motion, and maybe go out together a few more times, have a little bit more of a relationship, see where it's going, see the level of rapport, see how you feel together, and then see where you are then. So you want to buy some time, put it off before you cave in under the pressure and of the other person wanting to go ahead with you, or give in to the excitement that you're feeling in the moment. Another example. These are real examples. These are kind of common, and they come from real life examples. Here's a really good one. Let's say you're in a relationship, and you're developing this relationship, and you're involved, and your partner says to you, before your partner says this to you, you're developing this relationship. It's important to you, but you really don't know exactly where it is yet and how committed you are. And if you have kids and this other person has kids, you don't know whether you want to introduce the kids to this other person. You don't know whether you want to say, you don't know whether you want to go public about this relationship to other people and friends, and the person you're with says to you, if you really cared about me, if you really cared about this relationship and it mattered to you and you wanted to commit to it and really make a statement about where we are together, you will come out and say it, make it public, for crying out loud. And if you really love me, that's what you would do if you really wanted the relationship. So when you feel that the other person is putting you into a bind where doing what comes naturally for you, you're trying to figure out how to take care of yourself, what's comfortable for you, kind of proceeding in your own way, in your own pace, in your own time, that's not going to work for you. You're in a bind. It's either you have to abandon yourself to make the other person happy, or feel like taking care of yourself will make the other person unhappy. So you're screwed either way, and it's this bind that you feel like you're in. So if you have a relationship with yourself, you would say something like, this really doesn't work. It feels like I'm in a bind. I'm trying to learn how to take care of myself, and I don't want to have to account to you about how I do that. And I don't want you interpreting it or taking it, personalizing it, and making the choices that I need to make to take care of myself, how it reflects on you or the relationship. It's too much pressure, and it puts me at odds with myself, and that's not how I want to be in a relationship. That's not going to work for me. This is kind of what you would say if you have a relationship with yourself. That's how you would represent yourself. Another example is, these are real life examples. These come up very frequently, that let's say you're with someone and the person says something to you really meanly and insensitively, and it really hurts you. It's like anger or attack or judgment, like it was really inflammatory, really intense, and it made you feel very threatened. And it was like, where is this coming from? And this doesn't make me feel safe. This doesn't feel good to me. So if you have a relationship with yourself, you'd shut down, pull back, create some space for yourself, and divest emotionally in the relationship and see how it goes. This is what you would do if you have a relationship with yourself. So this is developing a relationship with yourself. This is how you do it. It's where your awareness meets your experience, and then you act. You show up. You say, this is what's going on for me right now. Again, before we stop, if you have any comments, I'd really appreciate it. It would really help me help you if you put some comment and what your impression was, or what came up for you, or how this was for you, or whether you agree, or whether this works for you or not. So I'll know better how you're receiving this, and I could customize and adjust these presentations more so it suits your needs more. It's more of a fit. Okay? So until then, the quality of your relationships is the quality of your life.